Well, it's Tuesday and it's getting weird, y'all. Super Mario, the super cruiser, has a bizarre health issue. Bill Shatner, Captain Kirk, boldly inviting people to go where some people have gone before, and he wants you to do it with him. Plus, the couple that were stranded in Africa, they've caught up to the cruise ship, but now they may not want to get back on. They're not happy. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for your face. For your face on the 2nd. I guess that would be the 4th. The 2nd of April, 2024. And no fooling. I'm glad we're past yesterday with all of the hucksters and yucksters trying to fool us, including this big slide on the side of a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. I thought it was real fake. How about that? No, it's weird today. I don't know what the deal is, but cruise news story number 1. I think this story's been floating around for a while and I've never talked about it, but have you heard of Super Mario? He's a dude that cruises on Royal Caribbean. He's done over 1,000 cruisers. He spends anywhere between, I think, $60,000 and $80,000 a year to essentially live on a cruise ship. He does his work on a cruise ship. He lives his life on a cruise ship. He loves being on the cruise ship. It's maybe many people's dreams to do what he is doing. But he has found that because he spent so much time on a cruise ship, he has a bizarre health issue, and he revealed that he doesn't have land legs anymore. Thinking about it, it's kind of the opposite thing that happens to the Little Mermaid. When Super Mario gets off the cruise ship and he starts to go walk on land again, his legs don't work right. They become like a mermaid fin. So he becomes fish-like on land, where the Little Mermaid becomes human when she comes on land. I don't know. I don't completely understand the physics of transformation from a mermaid to a people walker. Maybe there's a zombie bite involved. I don't know. Now, I have seen Super Mario on a cruise ship. I didn't speak to him. It was on the Wonder of the Seas. He's got like his own office outside or something, like a whole setup. I didn't speak to him, but I wonder if you meet him, maybe you've had this experience when you meet him. Does he go, "It's a me, a Mario. It's a Mario"? Maybe. I don't know. What I'm saying is that Super Mario can't get his land legs back, and oddly enough, there's a technical term. I found it on the Mayo Clinic website. It's a French term, mal de débarquement. Mal de débarquement. Let's listen to the French lady say it.
Mal de débarquement.
Mal de débarquement. That, or yeah, in layman's term, mermaid legs. Have you ever experienced this? Have you ever been on a long cruise and when you got back on land, you had trouble with your equilibrium and you felt wobbly on your legs? I feel like that's happened to me one time and it took a couple days for it to set back up. But yeah, Super Mario, that's the trade-off. I think he's happy with the trade-off, but wishing Super Mario the best. Cruise news story number 2 is a story of having amenities ripped from your putter-gripped hands. It's really not that dramatic. The NCL Viva Lost. Shout out Ludacris. The NCL Viva is getting ready to disembark on its repositioning transatlantic cruise. That ship's set to leave San Juan, Puerto Rico on April the 7th and make its way across the Atlantic to Lisbon in Portugal. And well, they've sent out a letter to guests that are already booked. Don't you love it when you're already booked and they send you out some stuff's going to be closed letter? They sent out a stuff's going to be closed letter because part of the refurbishment process is to change some venues, and they're going to do it in transit. They're letting guests know that one of the entertainment venues on the top deck of that cruise ship that contains the Bullseye, the stadium, the wave section of the Galaxy Pavilion, and tea time. That's right, mini golf out there. Hopefully Tiger Woods isn't on there with his family wanting to get in a couple rounds of putt-putt. That's all going to be closed, but other things up there like the Speedway and the arcade, that's going to be open. But yeah, just a tiny bit of inconvenience. You know there's going to be some poor schleb on board that specifically brought his putt-putt loving teenager. That's the only thing that kid wanted to do other than be on Snapchat. And now he's got to tell him, hey, Joey, the putt-putt's going to be closed. And it's going to be like a horrible 2-week cruise for Pops because there's no putt-putt. There's some cruises out there that if you don't want it to be weird, you got to stay away from. And repositioning and transatlantic, because sometimes those are those cruises, and Norwegian's going to use that time to fix up their cruise ship before they get to Lisbon to fix it up some more. Cruise news story number 3, we got to talk about a cruise ship built in the 1900s, like the same century as the Titanic, built in the 1900s that just got refurbished. This is a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. It is the Radiance of the Seas. The story is it just finished its dry dock. All the refurbs are done. It's down there, got done in the Bahamas, and now it's getting ready to return into service. Built in 1996. Don't get it twisted just because I said Titanic. I mean, it was built significantly after the Titanic. Should we make it a rule never to cruise on these cruise ships that were built in the 1900s? Like, my very first cruise ship was built in the 1900s. I like a newer cruise ship. Maybe I'm becoming a cruise snob. Maybe my nose is going up in the air. I'm getting ready to go on the Carnival Pride. What year was that built? Hold on. Carnival Pride built not in the 1900s. It was built in the year 2000. In the year 2000. So I guess it's 24 years old. I love those ships that are 24 years old. Radiance of the Seas. Have you cruised on it? Do you love it? Leave a comment if you want. Cruise news story number 4, Big Billy Shatner, Captain Kirk, TJ Hooker, spaceman, recently went up into space on the Jeff Bezos rocket. He's 93 years old, and he's not content with just going to space. Now he wants to go to somewhere cool on Earth, and he wants to do it on an expedition cruise ship, and he wants you to come along. James T. Kirk says, come with me to Antarctica. William Shatner is hosting a 10-day expedition cruise. It is being put on by the company Space to Sea on a seaborne expedition ship, the Seaborne Venture. It sounds cool, and feel confident to join a landing party and jump into Zodiac and go ashore with Captain Kirk to see glaciers and penguins. And if there's any, hot-looking green women, he'll take care of it for you. My only advice: don't wear a red shirt. Would you boldly go with William Shatner to Antarctica? Does this kind of thing intrigue you? Does Bill make it more intriguing than just going to Antarctica? Leave a comment below. May the force be with you always. All right, I got to tell you about the latest update on the South Carolinian couple. They've tried to connect with the ship twice. It's like I said, it got weird. Before I tell you all about that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. What are we at? 249,000, almost 400. So about 600 left to go. If you want to be in the first 250,000 members of the Loca fam, your time is running out. Your time is running out. When the Saints go marching in, I know you want to be a part of that number. Subscribe, notification bell, it doesn't cost anything. Thank you in advance. All right, we talked about the Campbells yesterday, a couple from South Carolina. They're on a cruise, started down in South Africa. It was going to end up in Barcelona. Along the way, they stopped at an island off the west coast of Africa. They went on a private tour. It was them and 6 other people. It was a group of 8. During the tour, it became obvious that they were going to be late back to the cruise ship. They told the tour operator that we're worried we're not going to make the last tender. It was a tender operation. That means there's a small boat that has to take you out into the water to the big boat. They tried getting the harbor master to call the cruise ship. They didn't get a response. They emailed Norwegian Cruise Line emergency line. That didn't get them anywhere. And when the last tender left and they weren't on it, the cruise ship left them there in Africa. Norwegian issuing a statement saying them rules are them rules, essentially. And the ship left and they were stranded in this island nation off the west coast of Africa. So when I last left this story, they were left there languishing in Sao Tome, trying to figure out what they were going to do. Norwegian Cruise Line said they were working with them to get them the proper documentation to have them return to the cruise ship. Well, the update is on Sunday, they traveled for 15 hours through 6 countries to rejoin the cruise ship in Gambia. They made it to Gambia, but the cruise ship didn't. The cruise ship unable to dock because of low tides, and so they packed it all up and they started heading to Senegal, which is the next stop for the cruise ship. Cruise ship made it to Senegal today. The Campbells, the Party of 8, also made it to Senegal today, and before they've rejoined the cruise ship, they stopped to talk to the Today Show. And an interesting little thing has come out from that. I want to play a little bit of the interview with the Today Show because to me, Mrs. Campbell sounds upset, and it doesn't sound like she's going to get back on this cruise ship. Watch this, and I got a little commentary on the tail end.
To meet the ship.
Jay and Jill, when do you expect to be on the ship and home?
Well, we are considering whether or not we are going to board the ship. It is in dock here in Senegal. We arrived late last night. The ship arrived this morning at 7 a.m.
Is it because you don't feel comfortable getting on that ship, or why?
Exactly. After what we've witnessed, we truly believe that, although there's a set of rules or policies that the ship may have followed, they follow those rules too rigidly. I believe that they've really forgot that they are people working in the hospitality industry, and that really the safety is and the well-being of their customers should be their first priority.
Wow.
And that should be placed first. We believe there was a basic duty of care that they had forgotten about. So it does concern us.
Mrs. Campbell certainly not mincing words there. Felt like the Norwegian too rigid when it comes to the enforcement of the "we'll leave you behind" rule, be back at the ship on time rule, even calling into question whether the rigidity to that rule is actually safe for cruise passengers. It's a tough one. I empathize. Certainly, if I was sitting in their position, if I'd gotten stranded off the west coast of Africa, if I'd traveled 15 hours to Gambia only to have to travel again to Senegal to finally be able to rejoin the cruise ship when I could see the thing sail away, I would probably be like, oh, I wish they would have just bent the rules and just come back and got us. But at the same time, part of cruising is knowing that the ship will leave you and doing whatever it takes to get back on time. It's not Norwegian Cruise Line's fault that the tour that they booked, which was not booked through Norwegian Cruise Line, that their tour operator did not get them back to the ship on time. The cruise lines themselves, to, combat this problem of potential lateness by a tour operator, that's why they give the guarantee. If you book it through the cruise line, if you use our shore excursion team, then we'll make sure that you get back to the cruise ship in one way or another. So I feel like the cruise lines have a system in place to look out for people's safety when they go ashore by saying, hey, if you use our tours, we'll make sure that you get back. But should that even extend to tours that the cruise lines have nothing to do with? Feel conflicted here. Is Norwegian Cruise Line the big baddie in this story? Is it shame on them for not sending out a special tender to get these folks after they missed their onboard time? Or are they not the big baddie? Well, what do you think? Leave a comment below. Oh yeah, and a couple things. First, if you like the shirts, this one is a math-based shirt. If you're not good with math, you're not going to be able to figure it out. It's long division. If you like the shirts, I'm going to start linking them in the show notes, and that way you can get the same shirt. I had that Kiss shirt on yesterday. I'll leave like 4 or 5 shirts that I wear down there. They will be Amazon affiliate links, so if you click on them, it's not only good for you because you get the shirt that I'm wearing, but it also helps out the channel. And number 2, no live show tonight. We got some stuff going on in our personal lives. We got some appointments later on this afternoon. We're not going to be able to do the live show tonight. Hopefully we can get a live show going later this week or at least next week while I'm on the cruise ship. But yeah, them's the announcements. Hope you enjoyed the show today. You can show your support by elbowing, clicky. You can chef kiss the like button, whatever you want to do. Tell me how you've done the like button if you want. It's up to you. Have you ever just brushed your hand across the like button? What I'm saying is engage. Oh, back to a Star Trek reference. Engage the like button if you will. Kick this thing into warp drive. Have an awesome Tuesday. This is Tony for La Lido Loca. Until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye. Cruise News.